Okay, welcome again, my dear students. So today we have the week number 1 of second bimester. So from now and 5 weeks more, we will have the sessions week by week. Same schedule on Wednesdays from 6 to 8. Okay, so remember, the bimester has 8 different weeks, but we have 6 sessions of weekly video collaborations. Why 6? Because we have those weeks of working. Week number 7 is for the supplementary activity, and week number 8, the second bimester test this time. So today or this week, it's optional, but we will have different activities in which you can practice listening and also speaking. Okay. Next week, that means week number 10, we will start with graded activities. I mean, graded activities during the weekly sessions, and also graded activities on Canvas, the platform of UTPL. Okay, so it is a pleasure to start the second bimester. Remember, we have to accomplish the main skill in this subject, speaking and also listening. Okay, so we have, for today, we have a new unit, a new topic that it's really interesting for us because, yeah, sometimes we decided to study one thing, but it is not necessarily what you really like or what you really love. Okay, so based on that, we're going to start. I want to share my screen so you can read. Okay, so here I have unit number 5, follow your passions. And today we will be discussing about what's your passion? What do you really like? Well, let's start with general and an easy meaning of passion. A passion is an activity that you love to do. An activity that you love to do. Okay? Well, there are 2 questions that you are going to think about, and then you will share an answer. First one, what's your passion? And the second one, what are the advantages or disadvantages of choosing a career that you love? But first, we are going to focus on the first question, what's your passion? You are going to answer this question, excuse me, the question, what is your passion? Oh, sorry. This is the main question, okay? What is your passion? But I want to start I remember that, well, a few weeks ago, I shared with you 5 different steps in which you organize the answer of a question. I hope that you keep in your mind. Now, I'm going to emphasize how to support your ideas, okay? Well, if you remember, we had 5 different steps in which you can organize the words, organize your ideas, and answer a question. If we remember, the first one was related with restating the question. When the speaker restates the question, he or she is trying to show that she or he does understand the question. So, by using some words of the question, start the answer, okay? This is the first step. Now, the second step is to answer the question, okay? To answer the question. And then step 3 and step 4, the main part of the answer, because you have supporting ideas or you have details, you have facts that support your answer. And today I'm going to emphasize these 2 steps, the step number 3 and step number 4, in which you needed to support your answer, okay? And today I want to show you 2 ways in which you can support your idea, support your answer. These 2 types are through examples or explanations, okay? Examples or explanations. Can be both, okay? But let's start with the examples. An example is someone or something that you mention to show what you mean. Someone, that means people, or something, objects, places, animals, that you mention to show what you mean. On the other hand, I have the explanation. An explanation is a statement that you make to show what you mean. A statement, okay, it's not only a person or a thing. Here with an explanation, I have a statement that you make to show what you mean. It's better when we have examples, okay? For example, the question here is, do you like sports? That's the question. Do you like sports? And the answers here, I have 2 different answers. Number 1, providing examples. And number 2, providing explanation. Number 1, providing example. The question was, do you like sports? And the answer is, yes, I love sports. I love sports. During the fall, I play basketball and soccer. And in the summer, I like to go cycling and sailing. So here in this answer, I'm using examples. Why? If we check the meaning, an example is someone or something. So in this situation, I'm mentioning sports. something, okay? I'm giving examples of sports. I mentioned basketball, I mentioned soccer, cycling, and sailing. So notice the answer is not only I love sports and that's all. No, the idea here is to support your answer by, in the first example, by providing examples of sports. Okay, what are the examples of the sports? Basketball, soccer, cycling, and sailing. In addition, I have added when. When do I practice them? During the fall. And also I mentioned in the summer. So I'm providing examples, but additionally, I'm adding when do I practice them. So that is the support that proves that I love sports because I'm practicing 4 different sports the entire year, let's say. Okay, so look at this example. I love sports. Now, that is my answer. I love sports. Now, I'm going to support this idea that I love sports by adding details, supporting details. In this case, examples of sports, basketball, soccer, cycling, and sailing. Examples of sports. Now, in the next square, I have now the same question. Do you like sports? But my answer now, I'm using explanations. Why sports? I love sports. Sports are a great way to stay healthy. So I'm giving this idea. Sports are healthy. Okay? I love sports because they are healthy. Also, sports are great for my social life. Another idea. Idea number 1, I'm explaining that sports are healthy. Idea number 2, I'm mentioning that sports is a good opportunity to make friends, to improve my social life. I have met so many people through the sports I do. So I'm supporting this idea, the idea that sports is great opportunity for improving social life, because here I'm mentioning like my own experience when I say that I have met new friends, I have met many people when I practice a sport. So notice here, I used 2 different statements to support my answer of loving sports. I love sports. First explanation, because sports are healthy. Second, because sports give me the opportunity to for social life. Okay. Even more, another idea that completes or supports this idea of social life is when I practicing different sports, I'm able to get new friends or to meet new people. So notice, please, how same question, same answer, but the supporting details can be different by providing examples or providing explanations. Okay? It can be, it can be that you can use both in your answers. You can mention examples, and in the same way, you can add a short explanation of the examples I'm providing. Okay? The idea with these two options is that your answers are not short. Your answers will become longer, right? Because I'm adding examples, explanations, or maybe both. Before I continue, do you have any question or something to add?
No, teacher.
Okay, so now it's your turn. You are going to answer. Did you remember the main question?
What's your passion?
Yes, that's our question today. What's your passion? You are going to answer this question. Please think about this. Passion, something that you love, that you really love. Okay, what is that you really love? Okay, so the question is, what is your passion? You are going to prepare your answer for this question. Don't forget, it's necessary to introduce as supporting details, examples, explanations, or maybe both if you want, okay? The idea here with this activity is that everyone practices listening and speaking skill at the same time. Why? Well, I will give you enough time for preparing the answer for this question. And when it's time to share, so everybody please must be attentive and listening your partner's answers, because I'm going to ask you if your partner is using examples, explanations, or maybe both in his or her answer. So in that way, you're practicing listening, and at the same time, you will have the opportunity of sharing your ideas by answering the question. Is it clear? I hope so. Okay, so remember, the question you are going to answer is, what is your passion? Okay, what is your passion? My passion is something, because examples or explanations, or both if you want. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 minutes for preparing your answer, for organizing your ideas, because remember, you need to include examples or explanations within your answer. Okay, so 3 minutes for this activity, and then we are going to share. Okay. Okay, so time is over. We're going to start with your answers. But remember, please, you need to pay attention carefully to your partner's answers. So you then, after that, you can analyze if and say if your partner used examples or explanations in your answer. Okay? Well, do I have volunteers maybe?
Teacher, can I participate?
Sure, Alejandro. Thank you. So go ahead. What's your passion?
Well, my passion is acting. I really love watching movies, analyzing how actors and actresses act, right? And I am always trying to copy his, I can say, his abilities, trying to improve my abilities, and trying to interpret some characters like superheroes or other actors like Ryan Gosling that he is my inspire.
Okay.
Or I also love watching and acting movies like action movies, romantic movies. I love that kind of movies.
Okay. Thank you, Alejandro. So, Joanne, what do you think about Alejandro's answer? Do you think he used examples or explanations?
I think he used both.
Both. Tell me why.
Mm,
Reasons. When did he use examples and when did he use explanations?
can I change my answer, teacher?
Sure.
I think he used examples because he mentioned some actors like Ryan Gosling, bueno, Ryan, and and I think that I don't remember so much, teacher.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, Alejandro mentioned people, right? Different actors. Sorry. And Joanne, your first answer was correct. He used both examples and explanations because, yeah, he mentioned some examples of actors that inspire him, but in addition, he used explanations um, for saying or for mentioning what did he do in order to become a better actor. Okay, so yeah, he used both examples and also explanations. Thank you both, Alejandro and Joan. Susana Narvaez, can you share your answer? What's your passion?
Okay, my passion. I love swimming. It's very healthy, relaxing, and above all, excellent exercise. Expert swimmers have helping me improve my technique with their advice. I really recommend this activity. Yeah, relaxing. Very.
His relaxing activity. Okay, thank you, Susana. Jorge, can you analyze Susana's answer? What do you think? She used examples or explanations? Jorge, are you there? Yes? No?
Teacher, good.
Yes, you are there. Did you listen Susana's answer?
No, my
Okay.
teacher. Yeah.
Are you there? Are
Yeah.
you able to answer?
An explanation.
Sorry?
An explanation.
Okay. Yes, you are saying that Susana used explanation. Tell me why.
Because because a ver. Kirsten was like swinging. I think it's
Mhm.
great work. It challenged me to see what I can achieve, and I recommended this activity because it's relaxing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
And
Thank
my
you.
idea, and my idea, I like swimming. Yes.
Yeah, the main idea is that her passion is swimming. Yeah,
And
and
support
and she used explanations. You are correct.
explanation. It's a great workout. It's challenges. It's relaxing. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah. Mhm.
Thank you.
Yes. Good job. Susanna mentioned that, well, she provided reasons why she loves swimming. I almost forgot the passion. Yeah. So yeah, she explained why this sport is relaxing and in some way challenging. Okay, good.
Thank you, teacher.
Luis Fernando, can you answer what's your passion? Luis Fernando, are you there? Thank you, Karen. Go ahead.
I like soccer. The most fun is playing with my brothers and my nephew. I like soccer because I have thyroid problem and exercise helps keep it stable. That's all.
Okay. Thank you, Karen. So, Alejandro, what do you think about Karen's answer?
About soccer, passion. Mm, it's okay because she uses for relaxing.
No. I mean, what did she use? She used examples or explanations?
Explanation.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Selena, would you like to share?
Good afternoon, teacher and classmates. My passion is cooking. For example, I really enjoy baking cakes or desserts. In my personal opinion, cooking is my passion because it really makes me relax. And when I do it, I feel better and forget about my problems. I also think that baking is like an experiment because you need to know the exact quantities to make a perfect cake.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you. So, Jimena, what do you think about Selena's answer? She used examples or explanations?
She used both. She said first that she likes to bake, and then she says that she likes to cook because she forget her problems.
Well, that is an explanation, in fact, because she's telling reasons, explaining why that activity is relaxing. Yeah.
Okay.
She provided explanation. Thank you. Who else? Joanna, can you share?
Me dijo mi teacher, disculpe.
Joanna, I said, sorry. Joanna, are you there?
Hola, teacher.
Hello, Joanna. Can you share your answer?
Please, can you help me a moment? I have a client in the local, please. I'm working now. Please. I'm back in 10 minutes.
Okay, so sorry. I want to pass, okay? Joanne, sorry. Can you share? Or Jimena, can you share your answer? What's your passion?
Well, yes. My passion is music. Yes, I like to listen to music. I like to sing. I can relax with music. Uh, I really love music. For example, in day a day, I like to study with music. I like to cook with music. For example, in my church, I am part for in the Ministry of Music because I really like. I think it's a good way to serve God. uh, yes, I remember in all my life, I I used to to love music, and I would like to study that career before, but I didn't have the opportunity. But well, now I enjoy that in other parts of my life.
Mhm. Thank you, Jimena. Thank you for sharing. Good job. Okay, so yeah, Jimena provides a lot of information, a lot of details. So, Karen, what do you think about Jimena's answer? Did she use examples or explanations?
Explanation?
Yes, a lot of explanations. Yes, good job. Joanne, can you share?
Okay, teacher. So my passion is uh, playing jazz on my saxophone because, well, it is a new style that I am learning, but it's quite cool because the articulation and all the things that are involved when I play that style is so difficult, and that's why I like it, because I like to face challenges, and but I also like to play melodies and express myself by improvisation, because I really enjoy express what I feel and what I uh, and also play some songs that I like or when I listen. Well, that's it. I don't know.
Thank you, Joanne. Good job. Okay. Um, Selena, what do you think about Joanne's answer? He used examples or explanations?
Okay, teacher, I think it's an explanation. Yeah, because he said he says that when he play jazz on her saxophone, he express what he feels and he relaxes. And my personal opinion, I think that play saxophone is something is really interesting and is not common. Like really common is play guitar, but saxophone is not really common.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you, Selena. Yeah, a lot of explanation how playing saxophone make him feel. And also, Joan, I think you really like to challenge yourself, because I remember another situation in which you mentioned that you like to challenge yourself. Good job. Okay, my dear students, thank you for sharing. I know some of you couldn't couldn't share your answer, but you have you had some examples there from you and from your partners. So how you can expand your answer, okay? It's not just saying, yeah, my passion is playing the saxophone, or my passion is acting, or yeah, my passion is baking, okay? It's necessary to support that answer, and it can be through examples, through explanation. And yeah, those are not the only ways. Of course, you can use some other things, for example, evidence, facts, numbers, history, okay? But the idea today is of using examples and explanations. Good job, each of you. My dear students, we're going to continue, and this time we will move to the book, okay? If you have the reader version, so we are on page 98, okay? 98. Okay, so we're going to read this time, okay? We are going to read this interesting article. I consider most of you are really young, so probably you are 20 or 25. No, I think, well, anyone older than that age, yeah? So I remember, if I compare myself with you, with your experience, especially at the university, I remember I could listen from my teachers, from my parents, and from people around me, a lot of myths. But nowadays, especially, I mean, in your generation, most of those myths were clarified with facts. We're going to have this comparison in this article because we have college and career, myths and facts. I remember that people said me a lot of these myths, but yeah, nowadays I know that there are some other points of view that probably you had the opportunity of experience in the last generations, especially regarding the at the moment of selecting your career. Okay, so as I told you, this time I invite you to read the myth and also the fact. Okay, we're going to read in this order. Janina, can you help me with number 1?
The number one is myth. I want to change my major from maths to biology, but I think it's too late. In the fact, don't worry about 70% of college students change their major. It's your major isn't right for you. It's fine to enroll in another department next year.
Thank you, Janina. Yeah, so we are talking about major, the main subject or the curriculum you studied in the university, that in fact you are studying now. I know. I remember in the past there are like two different let's say like branches in high school that prepare students to take a career when they have to go to the university. And I remember that one of that branch was related with numbers, mathematics, another branch related with science, biology, chemistry, and all the ecosystem, let's say. And another branch that was related with like social studies, and a different one which is related with computers, all of those things. That was in my generation. But nowadays, I think the main purpose in high school is to prepare students to be able to choose or to be good at any of the different careers that the university offers. And I wanted to share that because, yeah, our parents, well, I don't know what's your case, but I remember that my parents mentioned to me that I need to decide wisely what's the major I want to study, because it's impossible if you decided to enroll in one career, it's kind of impossible to change to another career. That is a myth, because we know that some students have enrolled in one career, and if they don't like it, they decided to drop it out and try with another major, with another career. So I think what students lose is only the time, let's say, but they had the opportunity to study what they really like. Okay, well, notice here we have a fact about 70% of college students change their major. So it's not only one student, we're talking about 70% of college students, more than the half. Okay. Well, let's know what's the myth number 2. Jimena, can you help me?
Yes, miss. 2. Myth. I should only take classes that prepare me for my future career. Fact. Not true. Employers often look for people with a range of experiences. Don't get tunnel vision. Take a class outside of your major. Who knows? You might find a new talent.
Thank you. Yes. Nowadays, I think employers need to have people that are prepared not only in one thing. We need people that are ready to try or to challenge in new experiences. So if you took some other and different courses or trainings that are not related with your career, congratulations, because you will have better opportunities. Okay. Number 3, please, Alejandro, can you help me?
Okay, teacher. Myth. I should only take classes that prepare me for my future career. Fact, not true. Employers often look for people with a range of experiences. Don't get tunnel vision. Take a class outside of
Oh,
your.
sorry, Alejandro.
What?
Number 3.
Esa ley, teacher.
No, you read number 2.
What? Ah, perdón,
Yeah,
perdón.
this number
Perdón.
3.
Perdón. Myth, a career and a job are the same thing. Fact, not really. A career is a job that you have been trained for and which you do for a long time. A job can be long term, but it can also be something that you do for a short time that may or may not require special training.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and there are some situations in which people get a degree in law, but at the end, they become teachers or people who are engineers in administration, but they ended teaching mathematics in high schools. So yeah, it's different a career. It's different to have a career and the job, or a career and also the major. Okay, so notice that career is what your degree. No, sorry. What do you prepare for in the future? But job is what you really apply. It doesn't matter if it's related with your career or not, but that is your job, what you really do. Number 4, help me, Susana.
Number 4 means choosing a major in college means deciding my career for the rest of my life. Fact, not so many college graduation have jobs that are not directly related to their major, and most will have one or more careerships during their working life.
Yeah, it is related with myth number 1, because choosing a major, it's not necessarily what you are going to do for the rest of your life, right? Some people, at a certain point of their studies, they decided to have that shift, that change, okay? And as I told you before, probably the worst thing is to waste time. But at the end, they will have the opportunity of choosing what they really like. Number 5. Selena, can you help me?
If I don't like college, I can throw up, start my own business, and become a billionaire. This worked for Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg, but most American billionaires are college graduates. So if you want to be a billionaire, the best strategy is to graduate from college first.
Thank you. Well, I think some other things are involved in this situation, becoming a billionaire. Yeah, as the example here, probably it works for Mark Zuckerberg, but there are some other people that they have got 2 or 3 different degrees, but they are not billionaires. I think that depends on how wisely you manage your money, and also the opportunities of job that you have. Okay, There are some people who are billionaire and they haven't studied any career. Okay, they don't know the university, but that depends on different situations. Number 6, please, Joanne.
Myth. I shouldn't tell my professor that I'm having trouble in class. Fact. Actually, most professors are very supportive of students who are having the difficulties in class. Make an appointment with your instructor and ask for help.
Thank you. Yes. Teachers need to know when a student needs extra help. So in that way, teachers can help them to improve. So you need to tell, what do you need? Karen, can you help me with number 7?
Lead college is much harder than high school, but not necessarily different, but not always harder. College students have more freedom, so time management is important, and your time to make your head your work done.
Thank you. Yep. The difference here is that in university, maybe your parents get you more, or give you, sorry, not get, give you more freedom. But at the same time, you become, or you must be more responsible on the way in which you manage your time, because you need to accomplish with different activities as well. And number 8, Jorge, read please the last one.
Number 8, teacher.
Yes.
For parents might meet, my child isn't getting good grades. If I often offer him money or some other bribe that might encourage him to work harder. Fact, but idea giving reward is not the best way to encourage good grades. Talk to your child about the problems, but the student is ultimately responsible for his or her own success.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so children need to be responsible for what they do and what they don't do as well. Okay, so success is only up to each of the students. Okay, so bribing children to study, it's not a good idea. Okay, well, the idea of having this information is to understand what's the meaning and when to use these words that we have here involved. Major is what you study. Enroll, like what you do every cycle, every semester. Okay. Tunnel vision, like a tunnel, one way, not around. Shifts, change. Drop out, leave. Strategy, ideas. Organization. supportive, support, help, management, organization, ultimately, like the last, and the bribe, like gifts. Let's match these words with the correct definition. Okay? I'm going to give you 2 minutes to read all of them so you can understand what's the meaning of each of them. Okay? In 2 minutes, we're going to share the answers. Okay? Take your time. Okay. This is Julie Hayson and this is Simon Sinek. Okay. Julie Hayson is a cookbook author and founder of a company that makes breakfast cereal. She has developed her career by blogging about food, participating in cooking contests, and starting food companies. Okay, interesting. She has her own company. Okay, now another situation, another important person. Here I have Simon Sinek. He is an author and public speaker who teaches leaders and organizations how to inspire. How to inspire people. He is the author of Start with Why. How great leaders inspire everyone to take action. Okay? So Julie is a writer, okay? And she also has her own company. Simon, he is a public speaker, and also he teaches leaders and organizations. So these people are important people, but behind what they now are doing, there is like a sad or a bad story. I'm going to share the story of each of them about Julie and Simon. At a certain point of their lives, they decided to drop out. Remember, drop out. They decided to drop out their careers, their majors. Okay, of course, they experience different situations, but the idea here, or the examples I'm going to show you, is how these people were able to drop out their careers or their jobs. Okay, in order to start a different thing. What I want from you is to take notes, especially what did she do? What did they do? Sorry. Julie and Simon, what they did in the past and what were the final results. Let me find the audio. Okay, I got it.
Page 100.
Okay, so don't forget, this is Julie and this is Simon. We are going to listen to the story of each of them. You need to take notes, especially what were their careers they were studying, what are those big changes that experienced in their lives, and what was like the end of their stories. Okay, so pay attention.
Details.
Eric Michelson talked with two professionals to find out how their parents influenced their career choices. Julie Hessian is a cookbook writer and the founder of a company that makes breakfast cereal.
What role has your family played in shaping your career aspirations?
I have a very supportive family. My dad is the first person that ever told me to follow your passion and make money off of it. And I've always, I know that's a huge phrase right now. You hear that all the time, but I heard that from my dad a long time ago.
After majoring in hotel and restaurant management in college, what made you decide to shift away from that in your career?
Well, the fact that about 3 months into my first job out of college, I decided that I hated hotel and restaurant management. That was my first clue. And it was interesting because, when you're an undergrad and you're taking 4 years in this curriculum, and all you're learning about is, hotel restaurant management, hotel restaurant law, hotel restaurant marketing. So I kind of had tunnel vision, and I was thinking, well, this is what I've chosen to do. I'm tied to it. This is going to be my life. And I got my first job with Wyndham Hotels. They don't tell you where they're going to put you when they hire you. So anyway, I got the job with Wyndham. They put me in Annapolis, Maryland, which I had, great city, but I had no friends there. You didn't really make a lot of friends working in this small hotel in the city. And I was so unhappy. I wasn't happy at work. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. And this is an instance where my dad came down to Annapolis. He drove down to Annapolis, took me to lunch, and he said, this isn't right for you, but I think you need to figure out what you want to do and make a change and figure out how you're going to get there. So that was like such an aha moment for me that I could do something else that, my major, I didn't have to do my major. So, and that was huge because then I started just kind of looking around and kind of opening my mind a little bit.
Simon Sinek is an author and public speaker who studied in England and now teaches leaders and organizations how to inspire people.
Where has your family been most supportive in your career development?
When I graduated college, I went to law school. And after not quite a year of law school, I realized that I didn't want to be a lawyer. And so I decided that I was going to drop out of law school. And I never fought so much with my parents than during this time. And I remember my parents tried everything, They played good cop, bad cop. They tried bribing me. They tried saying, we're your parents and you're going to do this. They tried being my friend, like, look, just get your law degree. Then you can do anything you want. Every strategy that exists, they tried, right? And at the time I wanted to go into marketing, right? I wanted to go into and join the ad world, right? And, my dad was in England on a business trip about the time that I had to re-enroll. And he sits down with me and says, so? I remember it. We were sitting in our friend's house and he says to me, so? And I said, I didn't re-enroll. And the first words out of his mouth were, right, let's get you into advertising then. My parents were 100% against me until the decision was made. And then after that point, they were 100% supportive and never, ever, ever raised it ever again. They literally never mentioned it again. And so I have to say, I've been very lucky in my life, which is my parents will give advice. My parents will give strong advice. My parents will try and push and move, where they would like their children to go. But ultimately, once the kids have made the decision, they're 100% supportive. And so I've been very lucky.
Okay, so this is the end about these two stories. In order to have a general idea of what we had here, we're going to decide by answering these questions. We're going to decide if that happened to Yuli or Simon. Okay, And we have here the first. Who studied hotel and restaurant management, Julie or Simon?
Julie, teacher.
Yes, that's correct. Julie studied hotel and restaurant management. Now, number 2. Who went to law school?
Simon.
Yes, Simon went to law school. Now, number 3. Who was unhappy? Who was sad in her or his first job?
Julie, teacher.
Yes, Julie. Number 4. Whose father advised changing jobs?
Julie.
Julie, that's correct. Number 5. Whose parents advised finishing a school?
Simon's.
Yes, Simon's. And the last one, who followed her or his parents' advice?
Julie.
Simon. Simon, teacher.
Julie. That was Julie. Okay, now we know that both Julie and Simon drop out something in their lives, but they are different. Julie dropped out what? Career? Job?
No, his job.
Yes, the job. He decided to leave, to drop out her job and start something different. Okay? But Simon, in the same way, he decided to drop out what? His major or his job? What was that? Simon dropped out his major or his job? What do you think?
Sorry, could you repeat, please?
Simon decided to drop out something. Was that his job
His
or
career.
career? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yes, a career or the major. Okay, because Simon enrolled in law school, but he decided that was not for him. Okay, correct. Now, from your point of view, do you think both parents, I mean, Julie's parents and Simon's parents were supportive with them? Yes or no? Were both parents supportive with Julie and Simon or not?
No, their parents wasn't supportive. Weren't supportive.
Whose? Julie's or Simon's?
Sorry?
Whose parents? Julie or Simon's
No,
parents?
Simon's parents.
Simon's parents, okay. Someone else that can share that? Because there was one part in which Simon, during the interview, he mentioned that he was really lucky because he considered his parents were very supportive with him. Simon mentioned that. But yeah, of course, if we analyze these two situations, well, in my personal opinion, both parents support their children, but in different ways, because the situations were different. Yuli ended her major, and she also got a job. But Simon was studying when he decided to drop out the law school and start a new one. So, yeah, both parents were supportive, but of course, the situations were different. Okay. Well, my dear students, once we have like a general idea of these, I want that you think on the following question. This is a group activity, okay? You are going to discuss Yuli and Simon's parents were supportive of their children, but in different ways. How was their support different? How do you think that Yuli's parents was different from the support that Simon received? Okay, how was their support different? In your opinion, which parents provided more effective support? Explain your opinion. Okay. Well, Jimena already mentioned that she considered that Simon's parents didn't give like the best support for him if we compare with Julie's parents. But you are going to discuss that in the groups, okay? So please pay attention. This is the question. Julie's and Simon's parents were supportive of their children, but in different ways. How was their support different? Which parents provided more effective support? Okay? That is the question you are going to discuss. I'm going to make the groups. Okay. You are going to work in pairs in order to discuss if Yuli's parents or Simon's parents gave the best support for them, okay? After 5 minutes, you are going to come back to the main room and we will share what were the final idea of this conversation. Questions before you go? Okay, so the rooms are available. Go to each of them, have 5 minutes conversation, and then we will come back to the main room. Okay, so we will have our last speaking activity in which we need to decide what's your point of view about the support that each of these parents provide for their children, Julie and Simon. Remember, these two stories were different because Julie got her degree. She started her job, but on the contrary, Simon was still studying. He enrolled in law school, but he decided that that was not the correct choice. So now, what do you think about this? Was the support different if we compare Julie's and Simon's parents? Was it different or not? Group number 2, Joanne and Jimena. What do you think about this?
We both had to talk.
Any of you?
Okay. Okay. Ya hablé yo. Okay, about the first question. Well, for me, Julia had a more effective support from their parents because they help her, in special their father. Yes, and they provide her advices, and he told her follow your passion, and I think he was really with her her daughter in that in that in that way, no? Well, for Joan, for on the other hand, um, and the Simon's parents was more supportive because he said that Simon's parents were providing him help for his career, even if he didn't want to follow with that career, but they were helping him although all. Well, that's our responses for that question.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I think we consider that both parents provided different support for their children. And that depends on the situation because, yeah, even when Simon dropped out his career, at the end, his parents continue giving the support. Okay. What do you think in room Karen, Janina, and Selena? One of you.
Okay, teacher, I am going to answer the first one. Okay, in our personal opinion, we think Julie's father support her in a better way because they heard Julie's was unhappy in her job and with her job friends. So Julie's parents advised her like to change in the life, something like that. I think.
Yeah, we can consider that these children receive different type of support. Maybe Julie's father realized that his daughter was not happy at all, so maybe he act influenced by Julie's feelings because Julie mentioned that she was not happy with her job. So let's say that Julie's father support her, especially emotionally. Okay. Now, in the last group, Jorge and Luis, what do you think about the support?
Reason I think that teacher question first questions and Julie's parents they support was practical and interesting in base and her father encouraged her passions by giving her a cookbook and Simon's parents their support was philosophical and purpose driven. They advise him to find happiness in this work, regards, and the job little and respect their story. And regards of the job title.
I couldn't understand the last part. Can you repeat it?
The Julian parents and Simon parents.
No, Simon's. The last part of Simon's. What did you mention about Simon's parents?
The support was philosophical and purpose driven. They advise him and find happiness in work, regardless of the job. ¿Cómo es título? Title. Ajá.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we're able to find careers that grow the success and happiness by embody tunnel vision and choosing work they truly care about. Julia is now a successful cookbook author, and Simmons is an inspiring successful author.
yeah. At the end, both of them, Julie and Simons, are like successful people. It doesn't matter the decision or the career or what they did in the past, because both decided to drop out what we're doing at that moment. But if we think about Simon's parents, yeah, his parents tried to push him to continue the law school. But despite of those efforts, Simon continued with his new idea of having like a new major. And at the end, of course, his parents realized that, yeah, he can also be successful in that new path that he was going to start. Yep. Well,
Okay.
different
Teacher,
support.
law questions, law school,
Yes.
Simon
Law
decisions,
school.
law school. Yes.
Law school. Law school was the
Okay.
first major that Simon decided to study, but he dropped out it.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Okay, my dear students, this unit is not completed. We have studied only the first part. Okay, so for the next class, you won't have homework. I mean homework in the Pearson platform. Okay, so no homework in the platform for next week, but next week we will continue with this unit. For sure, we will finish all the contents. So next week you will have homework for sure. Okay, so Thank you so much for participating in this session. We will see you again next week. Please remember that it's necessary that you continue checking the announcements because that is the way in which I inform you of the activities you need to complete. Okay? Thank you, my dear students. We will see you next week. Enjoy the rest of the day or the night.
Thank you, teacher.